Hi, I'm Heather with Tasting Table, and we are here at Amorette's Patisserie in Disney Springs with Katie, learning how to make the Mickey dough cake.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good.
Awesome. Let's get started.
Yeah, I'm very excited. So, first things we're going to start with is I have our cake right here. This is my friend Mickey from the very beginning.
How long do you have to freeze it for?
So typically it's just until the cake is hard enough to work with, because if you've ever eaten mousse before or worked with mousse before.
Oh, it's a mousse.
Yeah, it's a mousse-based cake. Mousse is very soft when it's cold. Mousse is actually only one too many ingredients from being ice cream.
Yeah.
So,
is there a cake base inside of it?
Yeah, so what inside Mickey's, you have a milk chocolate mousse, a chocolate chiffon cake, which is just a fancy word for sponge cake.
Yeah.
There are chocolate crisp pearls, and then there's what's called a patisserie. Patisserie is French for fruit paste. It's basically if you took like a jam or a jelly and overcooked it, and so it's like a solidified fruit layer. And inside of ours, it's orange flavored. So, you know, we're in Florida, and so we decided to pay homage to Mickey and his many homes, both here at Disney World in Florida and Disneyland in California, and we went with the mandarin orange flavor.
That's nice. And I heard that you guys actually sell those little Crispies.
Yeah, at the Ganachery, our sister shop on the other side.
I'm gonna have to buy some there.
Yeah, they're
so good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat them like a handful.
Yeah, for real. No, sometimes we do. But yeah, so this is Mickey, bare bones. And what we're gonna do first is we are gonna buttercream our dome cake. The reason we buttercream, there's two reasons. One, our glaze is red, and so getting a really nice white base under our cake will help make sure that red really pops through. And secondly, because the mousse is really soft, and to make sure that our cake doesn't cave or move or anything, we'll go ahead and buttercream it to give it a good shell. So what I got here is this is a big bowl of Italian meringue buttercream. It's a little bit different than most buttercreams you'll find in the United States. Most places you'll find an American style buttercream, which is going to be powdered sugar, shortening, and butter. But our buttercream is an Italian style, so it's actually made with an Italian meringue base, which is egg whites and really hot sugar syrup that's cooked together until it makes an Italian meringue. And then we use straight butter in our buttercream, and it makes for a much nicer and less softer buttercream.
Unsalted butter?
Yeah, unsalted butter.
Okay. And how hot do you heat the sugar for the
About
Italian?
247-ish degrees.
Okay, cool.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start out here with just a little bit of buttercream. I'm just kidding, it's not a little bit.
I was about to say, that does not look like a little bit of buttercream.
Yeah.
But you know, you can't ever have too much.
Yeah, you can never have too much. Plus, it'll be a lot easier to take off the excess in just a little bit. So I'm gonna start by go ahead and taking this buttercream down the sides of my cake. Now, it did take me 3 weeks to learn how to do this.
Really?
But I'm sure after this one demonstration, it'll be fine.
That'll be great, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make this at home.
Oh yeah, I can see it now. I'll wait for the second video. So if you've ever worked with buttercream or buttercream cakes before, you know that typically you'll do the first coat and then you'll let it chill in the fridge until it's set.
Yes.
And then you'll come back and do a second coat. But because our cake is frozen, it's right down in the freezer, I can actually do that second coat right away, and I don't have to worry about it. So I'm gonna go back through. But this time I'm gonna go a lot slower. I'm gonna make sure that I'm really getting that half sphere shape that we're looking for, like so. And then this time, all that excess has gone back into our bowl here, like so. And now it doesn't look super great. It's kind of looks like a volcano right now. So Disney actually gave us this really cool tool. It is called acetate. Acetate is a fancy form of food grade plastic. We get like plastic wrap, just a little bit thicker. We use it for lots of different things here at Amorette's, particularly buttercreaming our cakes. What I'm gonna do with it is I'm gonna kind of hold it hot dog style like this, and I'm gonna use it to start taking all of this extra buttercream off the side of my cake.
Wow, that's so smart.
Like this. And it'll start to get rid of all of those lines that show up on our cake.
I am going to use that tip at home, actually.
Yeah, it's really cool. We actually learned it from our friends in Magic Kingdom.
So
if you've ever been to Cinderella's Royal Table, you know the pillow dessert they have. They use the same technique to make the pillow. Yeah. And so we learned it from them.
It's just like so smart, because mine always are like a little lumpier than I want them to be, you know? But whatever, one of my friends would say it's free cake.
Exactly, there you go. So now we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna transfer this cake. I'm gonna pull it off of here, and it's gonna go right here on our rack. And then I'm gonna get rid of this turntable here out of our way. And next up, what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna glaze our cake. Now my glaze is over here.
So exciting. How is the glaze made?
So this is our glaze. It's fairly simple actually. We just take it's like a hot tub sized kettle, and we put white chocolate, water, sugar, glucose, sweetened condensed milk, and a whole lot of gelatin into this really big hot tub sized kettle, and we cook it up, and once it's done, it then comes down here.
Wonderful.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give it a quick stir, just to make sure everything's set. And then we'll go ahead and put our first coat on Mickey here. Now we're gonna do a total of 3 coats on Mickey, but we'll start with just one.
Wow.
Just like so.
Do you have any tips for pouring it?
Yeah, I have 3. That's my favorite line I tell. So first, you want to hold it about 6 to 8 inches above your cake, because if you do too low, you'll risk hitting the side of your cake when you pour back up. And then make sure you do some nice circular motions. If you don't go in a circle, you'll get what I like to call cake rainbows, where the glaze doesn't fully adhere to your cake.
Yeah.
And then strong, confident pour. If you pour too slow, too wimpy, then it's just gonna fall off. It's not really gonna stick.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna go ahead and stop
Have
there.
faith in yourself.
And it's gonna chill in the fridge for a few minutes, and then we'll go ahead and do the next coat
Awesome.
in a second. So I think we're ready for our next coat here. Go ahead. Do you want to try to pour it?
Yes, I do.
Right. You are.
Okay, so a couple inches away.
Yep.
Confidence.
Confidence.
I've got it.
this. Beautiful. Great. Awesome job. Yeah. We'll let them chill for just 2 more minutes, and then we'll do
Success.
that last coat, and then we'll be ready to put him together.
Awesome.
So these are Mickey's pieces. These is his ears, his button, and his tail that are going to go on Mickey here at the end. And we got to go ahead and paint them to make them look more like Mickey.
Are these white chocolate or are they fondant?
They are white chocolate. So this
Oh,
is
cool.
the cocoa butter that we're going to be using. Because chocolate is fat-based, we have to use a fat-based paint to paint them. So we'll go ahead and do it together. We'll show you how. So this is, I'll show you with the yellow first, and then I'll give it to you to go ahead and try. So we're going to go ahead and give it a good stir, and then we're just going to paint this outside edge of our button. And then I like to hold it flat in my hand. I think it's a little bit easier, and then you're just going to paint the front.
I have a studio art degree, so this is a good use
There
of
you
my
go.
use of my talents. I'm ready.
All right, and then you can try with the other one if you want to go to go. All right, we're gonna grab and do the third and final coat of glaze on our cake. And then in just a minute, we'll be ready to put them together. And there you go. Gets you the perfect shade of Mickey red every single time. And then we'll put them back, and then we'll put them together. Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and transfer Mickey from our rack here to our finishing board. Now, there's little stickers on this board because there is a cardboard board underneath the bottom of this cake.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be pretty simple. We're just gonna go ahead and move them out of the way. And lift them up and transfer them over.
Do you think this is something that home bakers could attempt, or maybe a little more experienced home bakers?
Well, we've had people who've come taken the class and then told us they've made it at home. It is 100% possible to make this cake at home. My recommendation is we use like a metal, what's called a hemisphere pan to build our cakes in, but you can get the silicone version online too, which is much easier to work with, I think. And then the glaze is just a few easy ingredients to put together, and then you can do that as well.
Wow.
So to go
Impressed
ahead
your friends.
and finish our cake here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take our belt and I'm just gonna go ahead and place it on our cake so that we can go ahead and put Mickey's belt on here, like so.
Do you have any tips for rolling out fondant?
We have a really nice fancy sheeter that does it for us. Now the seam we just made is gonna be the back of our cake.
Yes.
So I'm gonna go ahead and line that up behind us. And then we're gonna put Mickey's ears in, like so. The way I like to do it is I find that center, and I find the dead center of Mickey, and then I go down about a third of the way, and then I'll go ahead and place my ears in. Now remember, this cake is
I
frozen.
was just about to ask, is it hard to get them in
Yep.
because it's frozen?
It is indeed a little difficult, but
Could someone leave the cake out of it to like come up to room temperature if they wanted? No, not room temperature.
maybe not room temperature, but we
little
definitely,
warmer, they could let it
for the
happen.
cake class, we do buttercream our cakes the night before, so that by the time we go ahead and decorate them the next morning, it is de-thawed. So once we got Mickey's ears on, I'm gonna go ahead and do Mickey's tail as well. So to put Mickey's tail in, I use a straw. So I'll go ahead and mark where I want Mickey's tail to go. Go ahead and do that, and then we'll put Mickey's tail in.
Cute.
And then last but not least are his buttons on the front. I'll grab both of his buttons, just kind of set them on here. and lay them back
Oh
until
my god, that's adorable.
Mickey's buttons are on. And give them a little adjustment. And then there you go. You've made your very own Mickey cake.
Is it ready to eat or?
Yeah, he's
Oh,
ready to
wonderful.
eat.
I cannot wait to eat this later. I am taking this home with
Yeah.
me. Dinner tonight for sure.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for teaching us how to make this
Yeah,
Mickey
of
dome
course.
cake. It looks beautiful.
I'm glad.